The Prinz-Eugen is a German heavy cruiser that was named after the Austrian commander of Savoyen. She is a ship from the Admiral Hipper class. And as we know, they are pretty flat, but Prinz-Eugen is her exception. I mean, just look at her. She has a long and really interesting story, but sadly I'm not a history channel. So I simply will say the most important stuff. She was called the Lucky Prince.
なんだ、出撃か?
No, go away. Nobody loves you, Enterprise. Because she was never really damaged. You probably know it already, but she was also in the battle with Bismarck, where she helped with the sinking of the battleship Hood. I mean, she literally got deleted by the Germans. She was the only German cruiser that survived the war. Sadly her luck ended 1946, then the ship sank, and was left in the ocean. You can theoretically visit her, but you better take some diving equipment with you. Okay, that was a tragic story, so, back to work. She was my first super airship in the game, but somehow I didn't really use her. Maybe it could be the lack of knowledge back then. I mean, who wouldn't take her anti-torpedo bulge on a BB? She is literally the only German heavy cruiser that you can obtain without a event. It's not like that we already have a huge lack of German ships, but okay Yoster, it's supposed to be like so, if you say it. You could get her back then by simply logging in daily, but I don't know if this is still possible. The other way is like always, either construction or medal exchange. I mean, like you would ever see some useful ships in the exchange place. But enough of the talking, let's go over to the stats. She has a S rating and HP, and well, with the S rating, she got the top spot of all the heavy cruisers. She has around 5700 HP, which is enormous. This is almost battleship level. She has more the job of a fortress than of a cruiser. That brings us to the next stat. The firepower. Her firepower isn't that bad, but she is with that in the lower tier. But for that huge HP exchange it's totally worth it. You have always the choice to take some good damage dealing ships with you. Next we have the Torpedoes. You get a huge D rating, but I mean, at least she has torps. Some heavy cruisers don't even get them. That's right, I'm looking at you, Azur. They will bring you some damage in exchange for the bad firepower. And as last, the AA. Her AA is okay, you won't deal huge damage with them. So I really recommend you that you take some good AA ships with you. Otherwise the RAF will come and sink her. So, that were her stats. Let's go over to the perks. She has 2 perks. The first one is Unbreakable Shield. It has a 70% chance to spawn 3 rotating shields that can absorb up to 10 shots. But be careful, the shield lasts only for 10 seconds. It's really a nice perk for her. Then with that you boost her tanking a lot, but her shield has a small disadvantage. You can only absorb shells up to 155mm, so don't think you can tank heavy cruiser or BB shells. The next perk would be like always, a Barrage. Because Eugen is German, she gets her improved Barrage that melts enemies in seconds. So, that were her perks. Kinda sad that it were only 2, but it happens. Let's go over to the equipment now. For the main battery gun, you choose the twin 203mm tier 3 guns, so you can pulverize everybody with your big guns. As next for the torpedoes, we take the mean ones. By that I mean the 533mm quad or quintuple homing torpedoes. It's kinda interesting that only the Germans have tracking torpedoes, but yeah. Next we have the AA. Instead of me saying the default AA line, I'm going to show you me and how I'm suffering to get Alabama. For the auxiliary equipment, it's really important what you choose. Then you don't want to look like a retard and having a autoloader on a heavy cruiser. Oh, wait. Perfect. The first slot, we take her SG radar. You really want to bring her evasion up, so you can tank even more. And also because we got the radar, your accuracy increases as well. So with that, you don't miss most of the shots. I would also prefer you the improved hydraulic rudder, but most of you will probably not have it, so better stick to the SG radar. For the second slot, taking the fire control radar is the best choice. You get an increase in damage that helps you to keep up with some heavy cruisers and also helps you with your accuracy. So with both the radars you get a really good damage output. But if you don't want to have two radars with you, taking a gyroscope is also a good choice. You don't get the damage boost, but you get faster with her. So with that can do some high speed torpedo beats, except you are like 90% of all Azur lane players and you clear all the maps on auto. Then the extra speed won't help you. Then all you ships will run into the torpedoes like idiots. With that we got a pretty good waifu. After that guide, I really saw her potential and even started using her in my second main fleet because they got absolutely destroyed without the mighty Prinz. I really recommend using her when you have struggle keeping your ships alive. She will help you really much and it's a good choice from Yosta, giving her at the beginning to every player. So don't question yourself and put her into your fleet. Just do it. Just freaking do it. And also guys, I'm going next week on vacation. But because I don't want to make you wait, I'm doing a Saratoga guide for next week. Yeah, I totally don't have anything better to do. So with that, you got the ultimate tanking machine. Until next time, where I maybe will have Alabama. Robot voiceover and out.